YouTube, my name's Lance. Welcome to Bundy Bear's shed. Well, the weather report. Well, I'm up in Bundy Bear's box. Pardon me, up in Bundy Bear's box up here, and look, it's been raining. I've been up the back in the big shed all morning, and yeah, I tried to film a stew, see if I could get a little bit of time with no rain, but wasn't to happen. So it's showering outside, so which isn't bad. It's quite comfy up in my little machine shop here. I've just been up here. I had to come up here anyway, and on some of these international carbies I've been doing, these little screws there's a bracket there that holds the float, and this is the second last carbie to do, and those little screws in there had been broken off, and so I've been up the front here and I've drilled them out to a 2.5mm metric drill, and those little screws there to hold the float bracket, I suppose, for want of a better word, they're 3mm stainless now. So that'll get that carbie finished. I'll probably get that done this afternoon, and I have one to do to get rid of the whole lot. Pardon me. As you can hear, I've still got a bit of a bark going on. Yeah, Judy and I are both coming out the other side of the flu that we got off the little fella. We've both still got a bit of a cough hanging around, even though we're feeling well and we haven't got the sniffles or the head cold or anything like that. There seems to be a lingering cough, so it was a bit phlegmy in the chest. So we're doing a bit of coughing and wheezing and carrying on like a pair of old parts, but look, that's okay. And talking brings it along. Yeah, young Freya has been going well. Yeah, she's been putting on weight. She's still a little bit anemic. They're hoping there's not a little bleed somewhere that they don't know about. But oh, she's getting tests like you wouldn't believe, and she seems to be coming good, looks at people and gives them a bit of a smile and things like that. So that's going well. Well as can be expected anyway. I haven't been up the shed much this last week, and but I do have a couple of videos, and as probably part 2 and maybe part 3 of the stew. I don't know how it's going to go. I made a socket for on the end of the injection pump, on the COV injection pump, for undoing the rotor, or where the vanes sit for holding the head into the pump, and I made a socket for that. So this week is a bit of machining at the end of the stew, or part 2 and 3 maybe. There's 2 reasonably long videos of it, but I might tack them onto the stew, or look, I'll just see how we go with that. I mean, yeah, we'll work away with it and see what seems to line up at the time. I recorded a video yesterday on setting the injection pump timing compared with where the piston goes. So in the Perkins book, we've done a video on checking that the circlip is lined up in the pump, so you know your pump is firing at a particular point. And so we've done that, so now we know that's the go. I've put the pistons in, and there's a video on that coming up somewhere. I've put the pistons in, and so that'll let me get a height. And look, on my particular engine, it's 8mm down, or 315 thousandths of an inch, and that gives me 26 degrees before top dead centre. So we've done that video yesterday, so hopefully this week I'll get it out and edited and all that sort of thing. We're a bit short staffed at work again. Ross tested positive for COVID last Wednesday evening, I think it is, so he's out of action for probably a good 7 days, and he messaged us last night. He had a test again Sunday night, and he's still ringing bells with COVID. So Ross is away. So I think everyone else is on deck that I'm aware of. Judy and I were away last week. I got to work last week, Thursday, Friday. It sort of worked out okay in the end. So yeah, see how we go. We had to get there on Thursday for the end of financial year and do all the figures for stock take and all the stuff the accountant wants and the tax office wants. And the superannuation's gone up to 10.5%. So for those of you overseas, say you give someone $1,000 a week, and you work out their hourly rate and say it's $25 an hour for 40 hours a week or something like that, and the gross pay is $1,000 a week. In Australia, say you have money for your retirement, the employer, which is Judy and myself, we have to put another 10.5% in. Every 3 months we have to do it. I think we do it monthly, and we have to put an extra 10.5% of that and send it off to the government into the superannuation fund. So if someone's on $60,000 a year, you've got to find another $6,500–7,000 worth of wages just to send it away. They don't see it. It goes. They know it's their money, but that's how it works. So if you're on $25 an hour, I don't think we have anyone less than that. I think that would be a base rate for us. And so yeah, if someone says, "Oh, I get $25 an hour," well, in Australia, normally it's plus an extra 10.5%. So we have to do all that, and at the end of the financial year, there's just paperwork and bullshit. And anyone in a business understands that's something we have to have. And the other thing the government does, and look, I'm not sure whether you're aware, pardon me, is if our stock holding is, say, $200,000 this year, and it was $200,000 last year, and we've just done a new stock take and now it's $300,000. That $100,000 worth of stock on our shelf is considered profit by the government, so we have to pay company tax on that, so that's 30%. So if we put $100,000 extra, it's what's extra, $100,000 extra into stock, and this last year we have picked it up a little bit. The government says, well, that's profit, because if you didn't buy that stock, that'd be in the bank and that'd be profit. So to put 100 grand extra stock into a business, the government wants $30,000 because they think that's profit. So that's governments for you. No wonder they can't balance the bloody books. So they just don't know what's going on. So yeah, look, it's got to be a fairly short stew today. With the rain, it's 8. I haven't told you how cold it is. It's 8.5. Oh, actually, it's 11 degrees and it feels like 8.5 degrees. So us Aussies, we bloody feel freezing. Yeah, I've got a t-shirt on, a singlet, a t-shirt, a shirt, and a coat, and I'm still whinging. So yeah, but yesterday, when the rain came in yesterday, we had 17 millimetres, and I just had a look now, and for the morning so far, and look, it's lunchtime now, it's about noon, we've had 13 millimetres, and funny thing, while I was checking it, is we have these little meaty bites, little dog, they're dog biscuits, but they're only like half an inch, 12–15 millimetres across, and the ducks love them. So Judy's got the ducks and that, so she keeps some of those, and we pop a couple of them out into the front lawn, or to the back lawn, sorry, every day, and the ducks come and and eat them up, but the magpies have worked out that they like them too, and quite a few of the birds come and get them. So I just went to check the rain before the stew, just so I could tell you what was going on, and here's a couple of meaty bites. Some bird has dropped down into the funnel of the rain gauge. So yeah, it was all sloppy, and yeah, it'd been there for some time. So yeah, just something a bit interesting anyway. Sansa dog, I've got to go and sort her out now. When I'm at the shed, she wanders around and chases lizards and buggers around. Well, I don't know what she's found, but holy dooly, she stinks. I've just got an old rubbish towel. I've taken her collar off and there's shit all around her collar, and I've got the towel with her out in the rain, and I've tried to dry her and wipe it all off, and bloody dog. An old Kelly dog never used to do that, or if she did, it was a very rare occurrence. Where Sansa, this other one, she seems to love it. Yeah, so once I do the stew, I've got to get out and give the dog a bit of a clean up and kick its ass while I'm there, I suppose. That'd be the thing to do. See how it goes. But yeah, up in the big shed, I bought I saw a set of tapping chucks on eBay, and I thought, oh, that looked interesting, and you can put a tap in it, and instead of holding the tap in a drill chuck, it's got a positive drive in it, so you can slide it up your tailstock and hold something and turn it in by hand or power feed, whatever you want. I just liked them, so I bought them. They look okay. There's a little collet, and you hold that back and pop the tap in, but you can pull it straight back out again if you're in a hurry. It looks like you could, but I haven't tried it up here yet, so we'll have to see how things go. But yeah, with the carbies, I've just got to assemble this one now. I've got all the little bits and pieces, all the new shafts and all the new butterflies and all that sort of stuff in. So I've just got to go up and assemble that now. Then that leaves me one to go and I'm clear. And they've taken ages. Like, we only got the parts for that not last week before, and then I got crook. So that's just how it happens. And look, I suppose tractor parts everywhere are going up. We just did our end of year figures, of course, and with the cost of everything going up after we pay our expenses, we're flat keeping 10% net profit on our turnover. So that's changed. It used to be a little bit more than that, but that's how it is. So yeah, well, the prices will shift soon. They'll have to, and some of the freight. Well, we bring parts in from Ireland twice a week, and each flight's over $500 now. And the parts from America, if you spend $700 in America, you can have $700 freight straight up on the top. That's just how it works. So double what you pay or what you see in the book is freight. So it's getting very expensive, and I suppose it'll get worse before it gets better. We'll just have to see. In September, the government, ScoMo, one of the politicians in Australia, he took 24 cents a litre tax off the fuel as a sweetener trying to get voted in, but he got the arse anyway. And so yeah, the new mob reckon, they can't afford to have that out there, so in September our fuel's going to go up another 24 cents a litre. So in Bundaberg last week, just north of Bundaberg, it was $2.39.9, so add another 24 cents on that. So yeah, I think there's 4 1/4 litres to a gallon. So when you add that up, we're over $10 a gallon, or we're heading certainly to $10 a gallon for diesel and petrol. So anyway, so good time to own a V8 Land Cruiser, Lance. Yeah, bloody beauty. So, pardon me, I'll be on the push bike going to work shortly. I'll have a few parts for the old 65 on my knapsack, and I'll be heading off, bloody getting in everyone's road and giving everyone the shits, I suppose. But anyway, that's how it works. So yeah, so look, not a lot of excitement in Bundy Bear's shed because we were crook last week, and so nothing happened after work. Then Saturday I got the video done of the, no, it was yesterday morning I got the video done of the timing, and I fitted the studs and things like that, but it's just no use filming in this weather in the shed up the back. So anyway, look, stay tuned. I'm going to bang the part 1 of the of that, making that socket. And look, it's just lathe work and milling work, and I'll bang that on the end of the stew, and hopefully I've got a bit more to show you next week. But I do have a couple of little videos we're going to pop out this week just to keep you all interested and stop you nodding off in front of the TV. So we'll see how we go. So look, that's it for this week. Sorry it's a short one. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, we'll catch you next week, and yeah, try and stay safe and healthy if you can.